The biggest bank in the United States has just issued a warning to all of its 86 million customers. But even bigger than that, if you have a bank account, well, you could potentially be impacted because you could be charged a fee very soon. Today I'm going to break down what's going on, why this is all starting just now, and why some experts are concerned that this is going to put more pressure on the banking industry. So we'll break all this down in just a moment, but all I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates, and now let's begin. So what is going on at this time? Well, it has to do with one of the biggest banks in the United States, and that's JP Morgan. JP Morgan warns customers, prepare to pay for checking accounts. It says checking accounts and wealth management tools, now free, could see new charges. Interesting. So why would JP Morgan decide now is the best time to start charging their customers for a checking account or wealth management tools? Well, it has to do with a rule that President Biden put in place. Look at this. It says the new CFPB rule caps banks' credit card late fees at $8. Goes on to say, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau unveiled a new rule on Tuesday. Again, keep in mind, this was back on March 5th, so over a month ago. Or more than a month ago. It said a new rule on Tuesday that it said it would cap late fees for banks, charging customers at $8 per incident. That's it. $8. Keep in mind, when you are late on let's say a credit card payment, what do you get charged? It's probably $35, $25, right? That's usually where you're at. Well, they say no, we aren't going to do that anymore. We're going to cap it at $8. Goes on to say, the new rule comes after the agency said it reviewed market data related to the 2009 Card Act. Keep in mind that back in 2008, after the whole financial crisis, many banks came out and said they were going to start charging. They were going to charge you for a checking account. They're going to charge you for this and that. And what eventually happened is a few banks did it. The customers at those banks, not all of them, but some, moved to a bank that was charging no fee. That's kind of what they're talking about now. But the big difference is if all banks don't make the change, then we are going to see people go from maybe a big bank, right, that's going to charge a fee, to now a regional bank that has no fees. Here's the thing that you should be concerned with, though. If you move your bank to a regional bank who potentially has more debt, not a lot of assets, can't cover, the issue that you're going to face is, what if this bank goes under? And now you just moved all your money into a bank that could potentially become insolvent. It's a problem. Let me read this. This is from the CFPB director, Rohit Chopra. He says, for over a decade, credit card giants have been exploiting a loophole to harvest billions of dollars in junk fees from American consumers. That's exactly what the Biden administration is trying to avoid. Get rid of and eliminate some of these junk fees. Here's the reason why this is a problem. I want to read you this article right here. This is from Newsweek. It just came out the other day. The reason why I want to read you this is because this is going to give you a good idea of why banks are potentially going to do this. Look at this. It says the CFPB, a government agency dedicated to making sure people are treated fairly by banks, lenders, and other financial institutions, recently proposed an $8 cap on credit card late fees and a $3 limit of overdraft bank protection. In addition, other rules are coming to payment services like Venmo, Cash App that would keep debit card fees lower. Okay, here's the reason why this is such a big deal. It says if these changes do transpire, JP Morgan Chase's free checking accounts could be no more and have customers pay a monthly fee. Customers may also not be able to check their credit score or use financial planning tools for free. JP Morgan Chase has roughly 86 million customers. The reason why you could see a fee for a checking account, or let's say you are checking your credit score, which many banks offer absolutely for free. Well, if you do these things, or a wealth planning thing, or investing in real estate or car loans and stuff like that, you may not have access to those tools anymore. And the reason is because if JP Morgan now has to bring their late fees from, say, $30 for a credit card late fee down to $8, or they have to bring their overdraft protection, instead of you paying like I think on one of my banks it's like $15. If I ever overdrafted, they take money from my savings account and move it over. But if I didn't have money in my savings account and I had an overdraft, they charged me $15. Well, what they're discussing right now is a $3 limit to overdraft protection. Okay? Here's the reason. Instead of making, let's say, $15, you only make $3, so you lose $12 every single time. That adds up. If instead of making, let's say, $30 on a credit card late fee, you only make $8, again, it adds up. That's a $22 loss every single time. Especially now when more people are coming behind on their credit card payments. The delinquency rate for 30, 60, and 90 days is now surging. Because of those reasons, banks are saying, well, if we are being told that we can't make money, we can't profit based off of some of the services we're offering, then we're going to charge a monthly fee. Now, how much is this monthly fee going to be? And what if you don't actually bank at JP Morgan Chase? Well, here's the thing. Look at this. It says the changes will be broad, sweeping, and significant. The people who will be most impacted are the ones who can least afford it, and access to credit will be harder to get. Here's what you need to know. If JP Morgan Chase decides to start implementing checking account fees, right? Bank fees, just to have an account with them every single month, chances are it's going to be somewhere around $7.95. It could potentially be up to just a little bit over $10. That's the most likely outcome. It's going to be between $8 to $12. Here's what you need to understand. Every single customer would have to pay that, unless they implement some type of rule where if you have, let's say, $1 million, you do not have to pay the monthly fee. But again, the people that this is going to impact, like this article said right here, are the ones who can least afford it. Okay? Those are the ones that are going to struggle. The people that can least afford it. And I bring this to your attention because it's not just JP Morgan. If JP Morgan Chase decides to implement these new monthly bank fees, guess what? Your regional bank is going to follow suit. Okay? The other big banks, Bank of America, and I don't know if all these banks charge bank fees, but Bank of America, Wells Fargo, okay, Citi, all these banks are going to start charging fees. Monthly fees. Not just late fees. They will implement those as well. Those will still be there, but if there's a cap on the amount of money that a bank can charge, which again, there's lawsuits in place that are trying to block this. But if this goes through, and again, I don't know if it will or not, but if it does, just be ready. Banks are going to start to implement these monthly fees. Now, here's the problem. If you're never late on a credit card payment, if you're never overdrafting, right? If you've never had to pay any of these junk fees to banks, guess what? You're going to still have to pay, because it's going to be a monthly fee for everybody. So, let me know what your thoughts are. You don't have to let me know where you bank. Don't put your account number in. Don't do any of that stuff. But let me know your thoughts. Do you think this is a good move? Would you benefit from this by being charged a monthly fee? Or would you benefit more from being charged the $30 and the $15 overdraft fees? Let me know that down in the comment section below. But that's what I have for you guys today. So again, Thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.